If you want to have a great opening to your speech, and that's so important because I think 80% of what people remember about you is how you open and how you close that speech. You have to make sure that you avoid anything trite or boring. And trite and boring is, oh, I'm so glad to be here. It's such a nice group, and Cincinnati's such a lovely city. And it's all about you feeling less awkward, and it's not about your audience at all. So think in terms of what can I do or say right from the get-go that's going to get me to my noble goal for the audience. And that might be how you want them to feel and how you want to make them more successful. So if you have a noble goal right from the beginning, and you want that first step to be about getting them to that goal, you don't have time to wishy-wash around about, nice to be here and it's a lovely group and what a beautiful day and, how's the weather? You just don't have time. You don't have time. You've got a limited amount of time, maybe 40 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour, maybe less sometimes, a 15-minute speech. You don't have time. And again, it's about you. It's not about your audience. So what can you open with that will be exciting? There's some obvious things you can do. If you're a great storyteller, just start with a story. Just walk out on stage, to the middle of the stage, take a deep breath, look at everybody and say, hey, say something like it was 2005 and I didn't know about blah, 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 and to tell this story. People will hang on. People love stories. It's an obsession. They have to know the end of the story. We've done marketing campaigns in the early days where we would send out audio CDs back when they were CDs a long time ago, but we would send out CDs that were just like a sample, and it would have like, here's the 3 things you need to do. Da, da, da. We would give thing number 1, thing number 2. We wouldn't tell them thing number 3. You got to buy the whole pack to get that. And then the best part was, I had this great marketing guy taught me this, but we would have a story. I would tell a story and I would start it and then I would get halfway through and then that would be the end of the demo. And if you wanted more, and the number of people who would email us and call us and say, how does the story end? I need to buy these tapes or these, these CDs, I guess at the time. I need to buy these because I need to know how the story ends. So people are obsessed with hearing how a good story ends. So you can just start cold with a year or, when I was 10 or just some kind of story. Now, it better have an appropriate tie-in to that objective, super overall objective that you have, that noble goal for the audience. But a story is a really great way. If you're a great storyteller, if that's kind of weaker for you, I mean, that's obviously not everybody's strengths. If you're somebody who maybe is a consultant or a coach or a therapist and you're great at asking questions, ask some questions. What are the questions that you get asked every single solitary day or that you ask other people that you might be able to turn into a great opening? Can you say, who here would really like to double your business in the next year or less? Okay, great. Well, now I can stay. That's wonderful. How many people are having trouble doing that? Okay, what's getting in your way? Raise your hand, shout. This isn't school. What do you think is getting in the way? Okay, so today we need to overcome all those obstacles and we need to get you to being able to double your business in the next year. Fantastic. I can stay. Ta-da! There we go. So you can ask questions. Don't ask totally duh questions. Who wants to make more money? It's a little thin. So try to make it a little more interesting, but something that, again, if somebody walked into your office and you would say, what's keeping you up at night? Can you translate that into a question or preferably 3 questions that will really apply to pretty much anybody in that audience? So it might be pretty easy to translate that into something that would be applicable to everybody. And people do love to raise a hand, nod, turn to a partner and tell them one thing, that tell them something that inspires you, tell them about the best boss you ever had. If it's a leadership program, there's all sorts of things that you can do that get people actively up and involved. What I find is if I ask questions, it also helps me relax because I'm so involved with them, I forget to be nervous. I still get nervous after all these years. And that's one of the tricks I have for doing that is coming in and sort of being host on the planet and meeting as many people in that audience as I can before I start speaking, and also to make sure it's going to be relevant to as many people as possible. And then I find asking questions can be very, very helpful for my nerves as well as for engaging people and getting people enrolled. So figure out what you do best and start with that and avoid all of the stuff that the amateurs do, frankly, and that meeting planners can spot an amateur by the fact that they do preamble a bunch of stuff that doesn't really tie to where you're going with this. So find something solid that works every single time, and then you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You've got something, you've got an opening that always works and applies to maybe all of the speeches that you do, and then you can tie right back into it, circular construction at the end, and reinforce that same thing, and maybe end with the name of your speech, and voila, great opening, great close, and you're done. Congratulations. So I hope that helps. If you're doing more speaking and you want to make sure you're as professional at it as possible, that took me a while to learn. But once you get that, you can nail that opening and you can take it into any speech you're doing. It's just, wow, it just opens up so many doors for you and it makes you much more impactful to the audience. So good luck. Go speak more. It's one of the best ways to build your business super fast. I don't know why more people don't do it. If it's something that you have a talent for, do it more. And worst case scenario, you help a bunch of people out and they learn from you. And best case scenario, you get a whole bunch of business from it. So thank you for taking your time with me and have yourself a wonderful week and double your business, double your impact, change the world.